Good afternoon, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I'm back at you with another video today. And I don't know what the title's going to be. Something like "Let's Get Controversial." And I haven't had one of these for a while, and I suppose I've sort of been absent a while there for a couple of weeks, and I wasn't feeling too good, and it gave me a lot of time to think. And this is sort of set off from a question I got from one of my subscribers. Now, I'm not going to mention his name because he never said it was okay, and this is not a bad question. But he said, Paddy, would you not do more budget reviews? And that's not the controversial bit. But he was saying, like, it's only 30 or 40, 50 pound knives, would you do more of them? And the answer is probably not. And the reason behind that is probably then getting into the controversial side. When I first started, I was a budget channel. When my parents passed away, I got a little bit of money and I spent all of that little bit of money on knives. And I was able to upgrade my standard of knives that I had in my collection. And I can now trade back and forward and hang on to that price pretty well with some of them. You lose a little bit, but that's all right. And I sort of got out of the way of doing real budget knives. Now, it's not that I don't do them. And I just wanted people who are maybe new to the channel, and there's quite a few of you recently. I'm glad to say YouTube is letting me have subscribers again. They just seem to stop. Well, I would gain 5 to 10, and then I would lose 10 to 12 for a long while there, and it was a bit frustrating. But once you let that go, this is my hobby. I'm not doing this to make people come and subscribe by giving them offers and all that sort of thing. I do this as my hobby. So that's probably the biggest part to that fella's question was, would you not do them? No, I like to spend my money on what I like to spend it on. And before, when you're starting a channel, you're getting knives solely for subs. I still buy my knives to share with you, but I buy most of my knives to have in my collection so that I can share them with you. They're not ones that I don't see the point anymore. I got to a stage where I had hundreds of knives. I had China knives coming out my ears. I have very, very few China knives in my collection. I would say I have less China knives in my collection than most people I know, no matter what their channel is. Now, I know there's some people just buy American or whatever. I don't. I buy from all around the world, and I like having some of the Chinese knives, and they happen to be their more budget range. I have one high-end Chinese knife, and I've only just got this. This is the wee Civivi in the titanium, and I really just wanted this because it's such a non-argumentative knife as far as the shape, the hold, the grip, the blade, everything about this is just a lovely, simple, straightforward knife. And if you just want a knife with no nonsense, this is perfect, the wee Civivi. It's made perfectly by wee, look at that, just drops to your finger. It's perfect. So I wanted that, and that will probably stay for a long time, I would think, because it's such a great, small, generic knife. Now, the other part is when people ask for basic knives, they're asking for locking knives. I went through the stage again of having hundreds of locking knives. I live in the UK. I can't carry them legally outside my house. So once I'd got over that habit of trying to feed other people's wants with my money, and I know that's been a bit rude, but it is my money. I realised that I don't need all them knives. I don't need all the China knives that I had in my collection. So I've sold them off, given them away. I have about 25 decent locking knives. So is that number going to increase? Not very much. It might go up by one or two, then it might drop by two or three. I don't need them for me. I love using them. I love having them. But the ones I've got, I try to buy something that I'm going to hang on to for a while. But I did make a commitment, I think it was 2 years ago, that I wanted to buy one really good budget knife around that $30 to $70 mark, that I wanted to buy each year and change it out from the one the year before. Now, the first year I got this one, which is the QB322, I think. I just think this is absolutely stunning. And it stuck around longer than the year that it was supposed to, but it's going for sale very shortly. I have a local boy coming, doesn't have a channel or anything, but he's coming, and I think he fancies this. So that will be going. I replaced that last year with this. Oh, Listen to that sound. This is a Kaiser T1, which originally came in titanium. Wasn't fussed on that. I like the knives. I like Kaiser. I've had plenty over the time. But this is micarta, which is fantastic micarta. I know some people don't like Kaiser micarta. I can't think why. It is so grippy. It's rough. No, it's not rough where it's going to tear you apart. Fantastic clip. Disappears in the hand. This is my perfect budget knife. Honestly, the Kaiser T1. If you haven't got one, get one. It really is a perfect example of a knife. That's fantastic. So that replaced that, and this will stay until I get one next year. Or it might stay for longer because it's such a good knife. Because I don't see the point of replacing something now that's perfectly good. This is CPM 154. And listen to that. It's just fantastic. It fires out, drops to your finger, drops down. Anything more that you want in a knife, I don't know what it is, because this is outstanding. So there's a budget knife that I highly recommend. This QB322, I highly recommend it. It looks like the Arius blade. Now, not the handle, but it's a big fat handle. If you've got a large hand, an absolutely amazing work knife. And this is in D2, I believe. Yeah, D2. So perfectly serviceable. Used it. The D2 seems perfectly well heat treated. Fantastic. Now, as far as budget knife goes, then I'm not really looking for anything outside of these range. I just want to have a nice knife that I can use as a a budget knife. Now, if I can find an American knife or I can find a British knife that has that quality that either of them two have, I'll have it. But it has to be as good as this. I don't mind buying Chinese knives. I don't have this anti-Chinese thing as such as far as knives, because I buy so many other things that are Chinese. What's the point? It's just a waste of my energy worrying about where it's coming from and who's going to be affected. I buy the budget knives. I mean, like years ago, the Chinese was a scourge on YouTube. Oh, you shouldn't buy Chinese. But then they started making really good knives, and everybody changed their mind. And that's the way the world is. You can call everything Chinese crap, and then they make good stuff. And oh, that's good. That's better than what I can get in my own country. I'm going to buy them. That's what happens. That is consumerism. So it's pointless fighting against it. It really is pointless, because people will buy what they like, no matter what. No matter where it's come from, you'll justify where you're getting your knives from. That's my opinion, and it's never changed. And I got into so many rows when I came in. And I used to get really hurt when I started, a bit like Matisfaction, when I started this YouTube channel, it was to give me an outlet to talk to people, to get back in that. I'd cut myself off from the world, and it was my... So I was really hurt when people got offended when I bought knives. That what they considered clone or they're Chinese. Why are you feeding that? So I don't anymore. I've got over that. Well and truly over that. Ganzos, I still believe, are some of the best buys out there. I mean, this is the PM2. Oh, the PM2 look-alike, but it's got an axis lock. The handle is shorter. It is more comfortable to hold in hand in a real tight grip than any PM2 I've ever handled. It's only 440C, and when I say only 440C, I am not putting down 440C. This knife is fantastic. I can sharpen, so I don't care what the blade steel is, on most of my knives. Well, in fact, all of my knives, really. I might choose to buy a dear one that's got a high-end steel. That's for me. Again, this channel is for me to share with you. Clones. I still buy them occasionally. I bought this one just over a year ago because I wasn't buying any more of these, the real price of these, because it just got absolutely stupid for a bit of thin plastic and S30V, the stupidest prices. So I had no problem. I bought this clone for £9. It was on a sale one day, and I bought it for £9, and I've had it probably nearly 2 years. It's feckin' brilliant. It is absolutely every bit as fidgety as the real thing. And I'm laughing because I know so many people are going to get up in arms. Oh, you can't do it. Yeah, I can, because it's sold. It's in the shops. You know, even if it's online, that's where most of us buy our knives now. This is online. I wanted it. I didn't want to pay £170 for a bug out. That's just a bit of plastic and this is under £20. Do you know, and it's got an axis lock, which has lasted longer than most of my Benchmade. My first Benchmade bug I'd have bought, within a month, two of the springs had gone. My Benchmade were really good, and they sent them over to me in Northern Ireland. Fantastic. And I have other Benchmades. My favourite knife is this. So I have real ones, but just as a showpiece, I have this. But it's not. The truth be told, everybody says, "Oh, the steel's crap. It just doesn't cut." I've had this a couple of years. I don't know where you can see that. This is still on the factory edge. The only thing I've had to do with this is strop it. This knife is just razor sharp. Will it last all day? Doesn't matter. I can sharpen. So I don't have to go and buy a bug out just for my channel. I bought this and I can use it for comparisons. I have no problems doing that whatsoever. None. That's the only one I've got at the moment. I think that's the only one I've got that's a clone. Yeah, or a rip, whatever you want to call it. But, so, I have a selection of budget knives that are good for me. And they're ones that I'll recommend to anybody. If you want to ask me a question, just ask me a question. They're ones that I recommend. Well, the one thing that I have not get into is this new thing about all the Chinese companies. Blimmin' heck, there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 knives out every week. And there's 2 or 3 new Chinese companies popping up every week, and they're firing out this. Now, the quality is fantastic for a budget knife, but they're just firing them out, and everybody's trying to grab them, and this is the best. This was the best I thought last year when I got this. This was the best I thought I could buy at a budget price, you know, a reasonably priced knife. And to me, I'm right. It is the best. The year before it was this, and to me, I'm still right. It was that. So why am I going to keep buying another knife that I'm going to think, oh, well, that's the best? One a year of this type of knife is what I want to keep the rotation going in my budget knives. But this is so hard to go past. This 154 cm is a fantastic steel. Now, when I say fantastic steel, it's a bit better than 440C. I mean, people think because they say the name out, this sharpens up absolutely fantastic. Takes a wicked edge, as does 440C. This takes a better edge, a real good wicked edge. This is a hollow grind. It's thin, it's slicey, it will do anything you want it to do. Why do I need to hunt for another, this is the best knife? There's so many channels now, they put it up, the best knife ever. Oh, come on. There's so little between them now. Their steels are all pretty good. They're budget steels. I mean, people run down 440. Most of these new, steels that they're bringing out now, the 14C28N, 440C is every bit as good. And honestly, I don't understand that. Now, you can maybe prove me wrong technical-wise by telling me what's in it. I don't give a monkey's. I've used that. I can't tell any difference in my use. So, bit of controversy there for all those ones that thinking, I just find it's a lot of nonsense. After years and years of sharpening and using, they're all about the same. A good budget steel is a good budget steel. 440A, is it a great steel? No. Does it do for a pocket knife? Yeah. Do I have other? No, I carry today. Here we go. This, I said I'd only one chain. Oh no, this is made in America. Yeah, it is. This is the Tactile Turn Bear in Magna Cut, in titanium, that is beautifully milled. £200. I just love it. Look how thin it is. It's not perfect. The blade centering on a lot of these, this is, one of the early ones, wasn't great. It comes down. It's not rubbing at all. I can't see that. Got my wrong glasses on, that's why. Here, I've got my glasses beside me. I'm looking down here and I can't see a bloody thing half the time. So, there you go. It is off-centered. Now, it's not touching this side. It's a very thin alley. It's going down anyway. But when you lift it, you're pushing away and up, and there's no blade rub. So, like my slip joints, as long as there's no blade rub, I really don't care. And even some of my slip joints have blade rub, and I still don't care. But again, the other thing that is, my slip joints, I would say I have very, very few Chinese-made slip joints compared to British, America, Germany. I have a few Spanish. I have one Italy. I've got ones from all around the place, more than I've got Chinese. Now, is there anything wrong with buying Chinese? Absolutely not. When I got into slip joints, I bought nearly every Rough Rider I could get hold of. I don't have them now because I've given them, sold them, whatever. They're mostly gone. I don't have a huge collection of Rough Rider, but they were the gateway that got me back into slip joints again, because I was able to try all the different patterns and find out the ones that I really liked. So there's an old timer, this USA made, and talking about budget, this is where my budget really comes into. Instead of buying the Chinese made one, I have a few because I couldn't get them made in America, but I'm now on the lookout for American made ones because the quality is better than what the old Chinese ones used to be. British knives, budget knives from Arthur Wright, TEW, Taylor's Eyewitness. Any other, Rogers. That's the sort of knives I'm collecting now because I use them. They're fantastic knives. So that is my budget line. I have plenty of budget knives, but a lot of them are going to be second hand, which is definitely budget, and it's green. I'm reusing stuff that's already been used. Give it another life, whatever they call it. But it has Magna Cut in it. Why would I need Magna Cut in a little pocket knife? This is UK legal. I can carry this. Why do I need Magna Cut? I don't. I just wanted to have it to see what it was like. Is it as good as they said it was? I believe it is, but it's not something I genuinely need. This is my collection. When I spend money, it's the money I want to spend on higher end knives that make me feel good. Because I think, consumerism, I fall for it all the time. A lot of the times I've been wrong, but this occasion, not. And some of my other, there's my Chris Reeve, American made, my highest quality knife, American made. But I just want to say, stop. You buy what you want. I want everybody to buy what they want because I don't care. I want to see it, show it to me, share it with me, tell me what you like about it. That bit of passion doesn't matter where it comes from, not in my eyes. And I love to see people excited and buying things that makes them excited because that's what I do. I think there's too many people trying to make money on knives now. There's too many about. And to me, it puts me on. Now, there's nothing against them. They're absolutely lovely people. And they put the hours in, the work in. And I admire them for doing that. But that's not why I came to YouTube. That is not why I came to YouTube. I came to YouTube because I wanted to share people's passion in knives. So, although them people, they can fire out stuff every week and they tell me it's brilliant. And yeah, they're probably right because most of the even budget knives now are brilliant. And they're probably right, but it has to fit my eye. That fits my eye, that fits my eye, that fits my eye. That's a clone, don't worry about that. But these fit my eye. And I'm not going to, I don't apologize anymore for what I buy because it's my money. And neither should you apologize for what you buy. But you have to decide if you're going to stick your head above the parapet or not. If you're going to just say, well, I don't care. You buy what you want, I'll buy what I want. That's all right. But be careful because people will gang up on you. I'm in a stage now where I don't care who gangs up on me. I just love this hobby. I love my knives. I love the fact that I've been able to, through just any means, I've been able to buy some more higher end knives. And I love my GECs, my Jack Wolf knives. People will say, oh, it's too dear. Yeah, of course it is, because a £10 pocket knife will do you. Anything over that is too dear if you want to get down to the nitty gritty. This little knife, I don't know, about £20-30 I paid for it, would last me the rest of the day. This could be a forever knife. It's in carbon steel. It sharpens at the drop of a hat. There's 3 blades. I'll never have to run out of a blade or worry about running out of a blade when I've got that in my pocket. But that wouldn't satisfy me for the rest of my life because I love all sorts of knives. But this is where I'm going to spend most of my budget money on, is on these things, because I like them. I'll keep up these ones. That's been with me from the very start when I started my channel. There's another one here. This has been with me from the very start because it is a flipping good knife. Here's another one. The Rat 2. This is the old version. This one's in the Oz 8. It's still a fantastic knife. Oz 8 or be damned, whatever the blade steel is. This is, and look at that. Big, flat grind. It's just beautiful. It cuts. It's the most comfortable knife in your hand you're ever going to get if you're going to do hard work. Jimping works, ramp there. Absolutely. Irreplaceable. Well, it's not, because that's probably better now. But this is still a flipping good knife that I have no need to get rid of. No need to get rid of it. So, have I ranted enough? Probably. Probably ranted too much. I'm going to get shouted at and told off. I don't care. I love my knives. I'm passionate about my hobby. I want you to be passionate about your hobby if you're just starting and doing a channel. Just don't take heed of what people are saying. Just do what you want to do. Just show me the passion that makes you think that that's a lovely knife. As far as me buying tons of budget knives, ain't going to happen anymore. I've done my budget knife time for me. There's lots of other people that I still watch to this day. Tobias, TK Knives. I mean, TK is the best selection of Rough Riders. Probably him and Tobias have got the most huge collection of Rough Riders, and I love their passion. The knives are good because I know and I've had them, but it's their passion. They're want to just grow that brand. Absolutely fine. But I know Tobias is high-end ones too. I know TK is getting more and more high-end ones. It gets to a stage where you can only go so far in budget where you're just buying budget knives. And there's, again, nothing wrong with budget knives, but after you've been around a while, you want something, a little bit further up the scale to see if it makes a difference. And sadly, for up till about the 100 and up to under 200, they get better as you go up there. Most of them get better. After that, it's queryable whether they're better or not. That is just your own personal taste and your finances. I have a few over that 200, not that many, and they're absolutely amazing. But not all are. And I've had ones that are not. So, there we go. Does that make any difference? Is a Friday rant? Is that a good Friday rant? Yeah, it is. The thing is, I'm not even slightly annoyed. My rants, I used to get really annoyed at people for, questioning what I do. But I mean, personally, I'm not in it for money. Most people are not in it for money. Yes, if you've got over 1,000 subs, you can get a few pound in if you want. I've cut back what I get on my what do you call it, AdSense. I've took out the ads in the middle. Have you noticed? I've taken all the ads out of the middle of my videos. That's where you make most of your money. I don't get it. Last month I got £59.60, I think it was, from AdSense. That's all I get. That's all I get. But it's nice to have that, I know, and it went on a knife. And it actually went, that and another knife that I sold went for a new GEC that I'm getting shortly. Again, that's for me, and people are going to say that's hard to get. It's not that blooming hard to get a GEC. You just have to put a wee bit of leg work in. But I'm willing to do that, and I've got a nice collection. But that's come down. I used to have 25. I said, that's going to be my maximum. I'm now down to 15. I've one coming in, and I sold one to help pay for it. That's the way you do it in my book. So there you go. So the fellow that asked me that question, Paddy, it's only £30, only £40. I don't have that sort of money. I'm on a pension. Now, I'm comfortable. I'm not tight. I'm not, I can buy knives. I can put a wee bit of money to a certain knife every month if it's a good knife, or I can sell something towards it. But that's because I want to. And I want that knife in my collection to please me, that I can share my pleasure with you. And I hope I do that, because that is the whole point of being on YouTube. The friends you make on here is brilliant. I'm an antisocial bugger. I'm not very good with technology. I don't text as much as I should. I don't keep up in these Facebook groups as much as I should. That's my problem. I love people that do all that. I love to see people in it. I love watching live videos and hearing the chat back and forward. That's my pleasure. And I'm going to promote him again. Siobhan's Knife Flicks is on tonight. He is a live on. I think it's probably about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. But go onto his channel and subscribe to him, and then you can watch it whenever you want. Really, I just love that fella. He's a really just down to it, what I would call a 60s chick. He's, it's my era, that 60s, 70s vibe. He has a fantastic vibe with him, and it's like going back in time for me. I love it. So go and check him out tonight. Rasputin's Castle. Another person I don't advertise enough. This man has all sorts of knives, but he loves old traditional knives. And it doesn't matter whether they're battered or bruised. He just brings them out. He does so much history, which is amazing. I could listen to him all night long. Rasputin's Castle. Go and see him. Who else? Of course, Tobias and TK and all my mates on a Sunday. RJ's Knives, Knife Delights. There's lots out there. that do, a lot of budget knives. And that's great. There's plenty of them out there. I watch them. I watch them because, not because of, a lot of the time it's not because of the knives they're doing, it's because of the passion. There has to be a passion in a hobby or it's not a hobby. Now, again, that's my opinion. But there we go. Right. And I wasn't trying to down people who are making a living out of doing this. That's fantastic. What a great way to make a living, doing something you love. And as long as that stays the reason you're doing it because you love it, that's absolutely fine. And let's be honest, there's very few knives that come out now are totally bad. So what somebody does like the other one won't, that's all part of it. Like buying a car. But there you go. That's my, that question just sort of set that off in my head. The bloke that asked it was asking it perfectly nicely. But the truth is, I'm a budget channel that's got a few high end knives. That's probably what it is. I'm on a budget. I have a budget. I have a budget, but I do like more high end knives, which I save up for, trade for, do whatever to get for my collection. And the knives that I really like are usually in and around 100 to 150. That's my bracket of knives, my GECs, your case knives. That's the bracket that I like to be in. But I love these. I love me Ashley Harrisons. But again, they're in that 100 to 150. That's my perfect place to be. Right. Sorry if that went on a bit. Oh gosh, nearly half an hour. Sorry, get a cup of tea before you watch this. Oh, sorry, this is the end. Bye-bye. Paddy's gone. Have a nice day. Bye.